Before we begin, I'm just going to quickly introduce myself. My name is Keith Andrade. I'm the Senior Account Executive here at ONES, and today I'm joined by my colleague, Puchang. PQ, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself briefly.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks everyone for joining. My name is Puchang. I'm the lead solutions engineer on ONES as well. So previously I had B2B experience back at TikTok, and then prior to that, I've also had a lot of healthcare tech experience.
Thank you. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get started. So as you guys know, no surprise here. Today, we're going to be talking about product planning, specifically how we do it at ONES. But before we show you, I think we want to definitely touch upon what we've learned along the way. So some excitement to add too, as well, is that if you are here today, hopefully you're here to learn, but also you have a chance of getting a $100 Amazon gift card. So make sure that you are posting in the chat today in Zoom. We have Stacy, who's our general manager for the United States, who's going to be fielding some questions. We also have Tal, our marketing specialist, who's also here to help answer any questions along the way. But if you don't want to ask anything right away, at the end, we're going to do a Q&A session. So what we're going to go over today is a little overview about Agile product planning. We're going to talk about from product vision to execution, and then also what that looks like in terms of cross-departmental collaboration. And then, of course, we'll do that demo I mentioned. So let's first start off with this number right here. It says that 93% of companies in 2020 who were already using an Agile methodology actually performed significantly better than those that were using something like traditional planning. So to kind of explain the results of that, by being able to move in an Agile way according to a crisis or something changing in the workplace, whether it's on an economic scale or maybe something internally, those that develop an Agile methodology are able to move quicker. And what we've learned, according to McKinsey and Company, is that when it comes to three categories, customer satisfaction, employee engagement, and optimal performance, those are where we've noticed those companies perform significantly better. So to dive into those numbers a little bit more, let's kind of explain the process behind that. All right, so because I showed you that number, I guess the better question to ask yourself is, well, why is traditional product planning falling short? Well, we've observed over time that a lot of it probably has to do with the fast evolving world, and it's outpacing the adaptability of traditional planning. So these limitations of traditional planning are not just about how rigid something is, it's actually about the inability to foresee and adapt to these circumstances. And because these dynamic demands are happening all the time, you need to be able to market swiftly. So by redefining our approach and methodologies, you'll wind up creating an opportunity to be more fluid in your response to ensure that you're not left behind in the race of innovation. There's tons of companies innovating today, and things are happening so fast. So traditional planning has its benefits, but we're here today because we think Agile methodology is a bit better for this landscape of the world today. All right, so let's explain the difference one more time. So this chart here does a really good job at explaining the differences between traditional and Agile. Traditional, you may also have heard of it as waterfall management style, where Agile is a little bit different. Straight off the bat, what you can see here is that the progress, the testing, the feedback, and the teamwork are the main categories that we use to define the different methodologies. The contrast between structure and flexibility is not just a difference in approach, it's actually a reflection of how we respond to these needs and changes. So let me show you some of our best practices to really bring this home for you guys. Best practice number one, Agile product planning. So Agile planning is more than a methodology, as I keep saying over and over. It's a strategic approach to allowing us to pivot seamlessly and realign our goals in response to changing landscapes. It's about leading the product through iterative development, having frequent feedback along the way, and then also being able to create an environment where you can have cross-functional teams collaborate together. Now, from product to execution, what we've learned through our experiences at ONES is that we understand our vision is about guiding that vision as a star from creation all the way to execution. And you need to make sure that you're aligned on every decision and action along the way. So you can do that by creating a coherent journey from ideation to execution. So by aligning that, it's not just about achieving goals, it's actually about creating this symbolic relationship between our aspirations of what we want and then the actions we take to achieve that. So the idea is that you're creating a product that fully resonates with your envisioned dreams from day one. Now, let me kind of explain the last part here. You can have these dreams, you can have these visions, you can take all these actions, but unfortunately, none of it is worth it if you don't have a solid team that has the flexibility and creativity work together. So by having a cross-departmental collaboration, you need to have improved communication. You need to have an easy way to reduce those silos along the way so that you can enhance innovation. And by having those communication gaps bridged like you can with ones.com, what you wind up doing is actually creating a very efficient wheel for progress. Now, we're about to dive into the demo here, but before we do so, let me just explain a little bit more about ONES since I introduced it briefly. What we've done here at ONES is we're a solution provider. We look at it as a companion to the intricate journey of product planning, and overall that aligns your path towards insight and clarity. How we've been able to do that is by providing a solution for our customers on a global scale. So as you can see, we started in 2015, which is crazy that, that's coming up on 10 years. But throughout that decade, what we've been able to do is create 10 offices throughout the entire globe with 1,000 different clients with over 600 employees, ranging from San Jose, California, all the way on the other side of the world in Shenzhen, China, to Japan, Singapore, and also Thailand. So some of the products that we wind up offering to meet those needs for our global clients is by offering a comprehensive solution. So things like ONES Task for task management or ONES Wiki for collaborative management. Maybe you need to build a test case library and have these test cases organized so you guys can iterate on those projects seamlessly in something like ONES Project. So it's really a full end-to-end R&D development process from product management to project management, all the way from ideation to execution. So why don't I hand the baton over to PQ and we can kind of dive in and show you exactly what that looks like.
Cool, thanks, Keith. I'll take over real quick. So we'll be covering how ONES helps contribute to the 3 best practices that Keith mentioned. The first best practice was going to be working in an agile with agility, right? So this is the ONES platform, and we're just going to be showing off some aspects of it. The first best practice that Keith mentioned, right, working agile in agile fashion, I guess, basically iterating quickly and then also being able to capture feedback and then incorporating feedback back into your next iteration, right? So today's scenario, we're just going to be building a basic or working on creating a basic restaurant booking app. And in ONES, we can actually track the sprints that we're going to be using to get to where we want to be. For us, as we're creating our basic restaurant booking app, our first sprint is going to be focused on building the basic system. The second sprint is going to be also, and then working on the enhanced booking options. So for the basic system, right, that's going to be the customers can just see the table's availability, but then the enhanced booking options, the next sprint is going to be focused on now that the individuals can book tables, let's make it group booking as well. And then for us, the third sprint is going to be having a waitlist feature, all focused on what's after that booking experience, right? So what ONES does is helps us break down our product development into several stages, several sprints. And then with each sprint, we can also categorize what are the requirements I need to build this basic booking system. And this is going to be defined by requirements, but it can be really anything that you want on your system. But for requirements, we have 3 requirements for building our basic booking system. Number 1 is the basic booking functionality. Number 2 is going to be a way for staff to manage and view reservations. And then the third is going to be also sending email confirmation as the customers get successfully book their seats. What's great about documentation in ONES is that if I want to see, hey, I have the basic booking functionality as a requirement, what are the specific details? I can open up this requirement and see exactly what the description is, right? For us, we're going to allow customers to book a table for up to 4 guests via the website. There are also some important elements that we track in this requirement. I'm going to be highlighting the priority, which is going to be very important for prioritizing your requirements work, right? But also ownership of the requirements, because if there's no owner, this is not going to get finished. And then on the right-hand side, you can see there's a deep layer of just all the edits, all the adjustments that's been done to the requirements. So really anyone and everyone on the project are on the same page in terms of what's been done with this requirement. Now, in order for our team to finish the actual basic booking functionality, right, we're going to be breaking that requirement down into tasks. And for us, we have 2 tasks already completed. We finished the UI design and we finished the overbooking alerts, but we still have the database initialization. Very similar to documentation of requirements, the subtasks here are also very detailed, right? And we can see a description of what the subtask is all about. For us, it's just a foundational database to store individual and group reservations, as we're going to be including group reservations in the next sprint. And as the team works around maybe for their daily stand-up, right, as you're managing your sprints, the teams can actually just drag and drop the subtasks and then indicate that they're complete or they're in progress, and just quickly indicate that our tasks are complete. So as the teams are working on their sprints, right, you can quickly add requirements, you can quickly add subtasks, and then iterate quickly just to adapt to what the customer's needs, as the first best practice principle he stated. So let's talk about the second principle then, right? How do we achieve from product vision to product execution? And there's a couple of ways that ONES helps achieve that. The best way to explain this is going to be through the backlog items feature functionality. So let's imagine that we are right now creating our sprints, right? We already defined our 3 sprints that we want to create, and we've already organized our requirements for each sprint. But there's a lot more work than just these 3 sprints and then these several requirements, right? Because we want to create a very useful app that our customers can experience. So we have 5 planned requirements left to do. So the backlog item helps us organize, hey, from 0 to 100, right? What kind of features do we need to include in our app to make sure that our customers use it with a pleasant experience, right? And as we're creating our sprints, and then figuring out, hey, we can also view the backlog to see we have 5 planned, unplanned, to be planned, I should say, requirements left. And if I think now is a great time for us to start organizing these requirements, we can drag and drop our requirements to the sprints that we need to. Or otherwise, what we can also do in the backlog section is create a new sprint and define, hey, I only want to focus on multi-language support and customer feedback mechanism for that sprint, and then continue on with my product journey. Also, I think what's helpful for going from product vision to product execution is having a great project overview dashboard, right? And this is going to be great for not just your engineering team, but your engineering lead, your QA team, and also the product team. Because what everyone can see is a high-level overview of where the project is at any given moment. So some important information that we can see are the unplanned requirements, right? And this is going to be referencing to our backlog. We have 5 unplanned requirements left. Do we need to either create new sprints, right? Or do we need to organize them into existing sprints? We can also see how many in-progress requirements we have. This is also including subtasks. So this is just the amount of effort that we currently have to achieve what we need in terms of the restaurant booking app. And then also an element of just how many bugs did we actually encounter throughout the whole development phase. Also, some insights that helps really give you an idea of, hey, where are we from maybe 2 weeks ago to where we are today, right? Just to help drive that vision of where we were and where we want to be are some trend graphs. So you can see very quickly a trend of how many requirements are implemented versus how many are not implemented, right? And just have that progress in mind of, hey, we're actually progressing towards our goal. And the same thing with bugs. So with the dashboard and the backlog items, these are some of the ways that ONES helps, organize and really push you from just a product vision to product execution. And then from the third best practice is going to be all about collaboration, right? What is collaboration like and why is that important? Keith mentioned that it's important for the whole team to stay on the same page, just so we're moving at the same pace. And how ONES does that is through a couple of ways. First of all, ONES has what's called a Wiki functionality, and that's more of a document repository, right? Knowledge management area. And what's great about that is you can link your knowledge management. And in this case, we wrote up a requirement about basic booking functionality and link that to the actual requirement that we're developing. So let's take a look. So the wiki here is going to be, and I like to think of it as less of a text editor and more of a canvas, because this allows for deep collaboration with any departments, any teams. Some elements that you can include in the wiki include the issue table, which you can track very quickly for our basic booking functionality, how many subtasks we have involved, and what are the statuses and the priorities for them. So imagine we're only on our daily stand-up, we're looking at just the wiki, right? For daily updates, we can see all the information that we need just from this one wiki. Also, we can embed pictures, right? Also define our objectives, our features, our acceptance criteria, and related tasks to really push that vision of this is what we want to achieve for this booking app. And then we can also embed very colorful content like videos and Figmas as well. But for collaboration, right, it's not just a one-person thing. We can also share this with our teams, right? We can also copy the link and send it via email. So that way, really, as long as you have your teammates or colleagues invited into the ONES platform, anyone can ideally have access to the wiki pages as well. And then on the other side, we also have notifications, right, to enable collaboration. So as deadlines are coming up, you get notifications real time of what issues you have coming up. And not only do you get notifications in the platform itself, you also get notifications via email, right? So you'll be on top of it, on top of your development game at all time.
Thanks, PQ. So as you guys can see, ONES is very comprehensive. There's a lot of different things that it can do, and it has a really strong focus in collaboration, planning, and execution, and overall, kind of like your full end-to-end product and project management, whether it's software development or marketing. There's quite a lot you can do in regards to the content that you're managing or the goals that you're looking to achieve. So today was only a small sneak peek of ONES. There's so much more that you can do with us. I think that's it for today. If you have a question, feel free to throw it in or reach back out to us online. But thanks everyone for joining today. We really appreciate it.